Yo, I don't know about you, but I am tired of the same old messaging tactics that just create pressure and ick and stress on our nervous systems. And especially as I work with candidates running for election, I've been thinking a lot about the same old tactics that people consistently use, and we wonder why there's a messaging problem. And something that stood out to me in Kamala Harris's 107 Days book was that she had the best of the best on her team. She had people who had been doing political communications for 30 years, worked on other successful presidential campaigns. These people know the playbook. And that's the problem. Hi, I'm Justine, messaging strategist and copywriter for phenomenal women and women of color entrepreneurs and leaders who are here to bring our brands alive with strategic messaging and storytelling that sells and storytelling that gets votes. So the problem is not that experience is bad. No, 30 years of experience is a gift. But the problem is when best practices become yesterday's tactics, and that is what we are seeing a lot of. We are living in a moment where people can feel performance, feel talking points, feel manipulation and empty polish. So when you staff a campaign or a business with people who are here to win under the old rules, you're gonna find people tuning out. You'll be emotionally irrelevant, and worst, trust erodes. So what are some of these old school ways? Number one, controlling the narrative at all costs. This means being unattackable, staying on message, flattening nuance, and sanding down anything that sounds too risky. When you do this, you lack perspective, you lack clear distinction, and people need to know why you're going to be different, because people are tired of the same old politicians doing the same old things. And this is true for your business too, because people have so much choice out there now. What makes you different? What makes you better? What makes you right for your audience? The second old school comms tactic is treating people like targets or just numbers instead of actual humans. This shows up as pressure tactics, manufactured urgency, superficially overcoming objections, and people are just increasingly done being handled. The third old school messaging tactic is persuasion before trust building. The problem with that is that trust building is what results in persuasion. If you start with just persuading, you become pushy. You're just asking for the vote, asking for the sale. And yet people have no idea why they should vote for you or buy from you. The urgency to raise funds for your campaign, the urgency to save democracy. People need to know you actually have their backs and have a plan before they go out and vote for you or buy from you. Your audience needs to feel understood. They need to feel safe. They need to feel empowered with knowledge so they can actually make a clear decision. And they need to feel respected, like you respect them enough to tell the truth instead of just the buttoned up talking points. And the fourth old school tactic that we see all the time across politics, across businesses, is mistaking polished for credible. Just because you know some fancy words doesn't mean you will earn credibility and trust. You can have the best ads, the best speechwriter, the best brand team, and yet when you are over polished, you can sound vague, you can sound inauthentic, you can sound like you're trying to hide something. Credibility isn't just about how smooth you sound, it is about how trustworthy you are. It is about, can your audience believe you? So Whether you are running for office or you are building a business, we need to throw out the old messaging playbooks and set a new standard. People don't want to be one. They want to be knowledgeable. They want transparency. They need transparency to make informed decisions. And there's so much more power when your audience knows exactly why they are voting for you or buying from you, because then they have the language to communicate that with their friends and family to also get them to vote or buy from you. And instead of trying to be perfect with your words or just hit the talking points you know or you think that matters, accountability matters even more for credibility. Being able to say, here's what we got wrong, here's what we need to clarify, here's what we're doing now, how we'll measure it, here's what we learned, what you can hold us to. This isn't about PR posture, it's about leadership. And we need to remember, more reality, less theater. You can have the best sounding words, the most inspiring story. If you don't have specificity and clarity, people will go, yeah, that sounds great, but wait, what are they even promising me? You leave them feeling good, but not feeling good enough to actually take action. So yes, hire experienced people, hire brilliant people, but don't hire people who only know how to go by the old rule books. Because the moment we're living in doesn't require better slogans, it requires a whole new standard of messaging and marketing and communications. Less best practice, more best leadership. If this boba resonated with you, remember to subscribe because I've got more for you to chew on to help you bring your brands alive with strategic messaging and storytelling that sells and gets votes. Doodles!